and welcome to the 31st episode of the MyMuddlings podcast. Today is the 30th of March and I am your host, Julianne, and I am coming to you from Adelaide in South Australia, which is where I live and work. And I'd like to welcome you all to this episode. Thank you for taking some time to spend with me. First of all, I would like to say a very, very big thank you to all of the people who have recently subscribed to my channel. I was quite stunned last week. All of a sudden my subscribers jumped up by about 20 different people, so that's like amazing. So just thinking I should take my glasses off. So yeah, I'm really, really thrilled that you are all joining me. And again, if you aren't a subscriber but you watch the podcast all the time, please do subscribe and give us a thumbs up on the video, because it does help YouTube to share my videos with other people and hopefully get more viewers. So, but I would just like to say a very, very big thank you. I'm very grateful for this wonderful community that has sprung up around me, really. It's being an introvert and not getting out of the house a lot. I don't have a lot of social interaction in my, in real life. And I really love that there's a group of people that I can jump online, go onto Instagram, go onto Ravelry and find you there. And you're always there when I need you guys. So I'm very, very grateful, and as always, thank you so much for tuning in and spending your time with me. And yeah, I really hope that we can continue to do this and build the podcast together. So yes, that's kind of the first thing that I wanted to say. I'm very happy, I'm very glad, and thank you all. And the second thing I'd like to talk about is, again, as always, the year-long knit-along that we are running over in the MyMuddlings Ravelry group, what's it called? The MyMuddlings Stash Down Along. My brain's not working too well today, have you noticed? Must be the new cold that we're having. But anyway, yes, we have the knit-along going on. You can use anything from your stash that was in your stash prior to the 1st of January 2017. So anything that was in your stash prior to that is fair game, can be counted. We will be having 2 major prizes at the end of the year, and one will be for whoever gets the most yardage knit for the year, and the second prize will be a randomly drawn prize through the participants. So even if you don't get the biggest yardage, you still have a chance of winning. I think there's only probably 9 or so people, I think, who have projects up in the thread, so your chances of winning are really good. So please, if you would like to join us, head over to that group and nab your spot, and I hope to see you there. We have 3 sponsors for the knit along, myself of course, which is Lovebird Lane Yarns on Etsy, and we have Caroline of Clothesline Designs, and she is on Ravelry, and Granger is here behind the camera, who wants to get my attention, but I'm busy at the moment, Granger. Yes, so we have Caroline of Clothesline Designs. Her patterns are on Etsy, and we have Tamara of Tam's Crafty Knits. Granger, you are knocking the tripod. Go away. Okay, sorry about that. Granger has decided he's going to lay down on my knee. I might take a photo as we speak so that I can post that on Instagram and you guys can have a look. And this is me podcasting. So he's decided to join us. Hopefully he doesn't knock the tripod too much and there's not too much shaking. But where was I? I was saying I've covered Caroline. Our other sponsor is Tamara of Tam's Crafty Knits, and she is on Etsy, and she has all sorts of handmade bags and DPN holders and things like that. And of course I sell yarn, stitch markers, progress keepers, project bags. So if you use any of our products, you do get a bonus yardage for the knit along. So yes, so definitely go and check them out. Please check out my store and grab those bonus yardages towards your total. All right, so Granger's thrown me off as well. He is, watching me intently, which is quite weird. And he's got his paw up on my leg, so I'm not quite sure what he's after, but I'll try and continue. It should be a fairly short one today because I do only have one project that I have been working on, and that is my niece's early autumn. So I'll get on to that. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that this is like the kid's sweater of doom, because I had to rip out the whole body. So everything that I showed you last week was gone. And this is because I'd done my sleeves. I can show you my sleeves. They're all good. So I have these done. They are all ready to go because it's a bottom up sweater. So you knit your sleeves and then you attach them to the yoke of your sweater. But I went to attach my sleeves and discovered that I didn't have enough stitches where I was supposed to on like the, so that's my beginning of the round marker, and then we've got the lace panel in the middle. I didn't have enough like stockinette stitches there, and when I checked my total stitch count I was only 1 stitch short, but because I didn't have, and I had different numbers on either side of the lace panel, between the side markers and the lace panel, both sides had different numbers to each other and neither of them were right, and because of that it means that where I'd done my decreases to create the A-line shape of the sweater, they were in the wrong spot, so they weren't actually on the sides of the sweater. They were slightly forward, I think, or one was slightly back and one was slightly forward, so which would make, you know, the lace panel be, you know, I guess it would give like a twisted kind of shape to the sweater, so I just pulled it out. This was last Saturday, I think. It is now Thursday, and I think I still have about 9 or 10 rows to go on the body before I can join those sleeves in. And her birthday's Saturday, and her party is Saturday. So I was going really well because I had my body done, I had my sleeves done by Saturday, and I thought I've got a whole week to get this finished and washed and ready to go. But yes, then I had to pull it all out. So this is what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm going to try really, really hard this afternoon and tonight to get this finished so I can give it a wash and it can dry tomorrow and I can give it to her on Saturday. So this has been taking up all of my knitting time. All of my things that I wanted to get made for my store have been put on hold. So yeah. That's my early autumn. Like I said, I've got about 10 rows to go before I can join the sleeves and do the yoke. At least the yoke will be decreasing, so each round will, you know, or each couple of rounds will take me less and less time. So yeah, so hopefully that means it won't take me that long to get it finished. So I've got to stop saying sewed, you know, I realise I say that so much. This is what I'll be working on this afternoon and tonight, and hopefully I'll actually get it done this afternoon so that I can get it blocked and drying fairly early tonight. So that was quite upsetting. But anyway, we'll get there. She'll get it eventually. I do have another little present that I have to finish for her as well, which is a Natasha bead necklace. She saw one that I made and was wearing, and she, you know, she says to me, "Why are you wearing a necklace?" And I'm like, "Because I want to wear a necklace." So, and she kept looking at it, and she kept picking it up and turning it over and looking at it. So I said to her, "Would you like one of these?" And she's like, which is her yes. So so I've made her one of those. I just need to glaze the charms and mount it on a necklace for her, so she will have another gift on Saturday even if the sweater's not quite finished. So yes, that's all good. The only other thing I really have to talk about today is I guess some stash enhancement. I went into Spotlight today, and if you are aware, Spotlight now carry the Caron cakes, and they are currently having a promotion that they are only $10 each. So guess who went in and put a dent in the bank account? I think I've got one of each colorway. I've got 6 of them anyway. I think that was all I could see anyway, for the different colorways. So I thought I might just quickly show them off. So these were huge. I actually took a little hand sewn bag, little tote bag that I had sewn, and I thought that would be big enough to take these all home, but yeah, no, because they are 200 grams, I think, these balls. Let me see. Yes, 200 grams. So it's the Caron cakes, and I know, Tamara, I know you've had a couple, and now I've fallen in as well. And these are 80% acrylic and 20% wool, I believe, and they have like a gradient stripe to them. So this one is Cake Pop, and then I got Rainbow Sprinkles. And I think this one is Funfetti. No, Rainbow Sherbet is this one. And this one is Funfetti. There we go. So that one's Funfetti. Fairy Cake. Just pretty cool turquoisey blues. And finally, this one I'll probably keep for myself. It's called Bumbleberry, and it's purple. So, of course, I love the purple. And I was thinking with the rest of them that I would make accessories or like shawls and things to go in my shop. So, so people who aren't knitters can get the gradient goodness. So, so that's those. And I also did get, which was very exciting, this week I got my prize from when I won... what was it called? The Just One More Row 12 in 16 cal, which is the one where I was knitting a pair of socks a month. And I won the grand prize. So back a couple of months ago, I contacted Dana, and I think I spoke about it on the podcast where I wanted to get a sweater's quantity of yarn from her, seeing I think it was a $60 gift certificate to her shop. And it was only going to be another $40 to get you know, a sweater's quantity, so that's what I did. And as part of the prize, I got $20 worth of patterns, which I already have, and I think I got a couple of cardigans. I got the Exploration Station pattern by Stephen West, which is what I have. I have a palette set, a Wool and Vine palette set to knit that out of, so I can make one exactly like Kristen's, because her shawl is amazing. If you haven't seen it, go and look at it. So yes, I will have an Exploration Station identical to hers. So I got my patterns already, and as part of my prize, I got a project bag, which is so good. It got a little, I don't know if you can, there we go, get the shine off it. Got the Just One More Row button. And these bags are really well made. Like Dana, I'm so impressed. I don't know what she uses for interfacing, but it's quite firm but still very flexible, which I quite like. There's her label just in there. So yeah, I love this bag, the yarn balls. And the funny thing is, she had a kit on her website of this bag and a skein of yarn, and I had been looking at it over and over and over again, and it was still there. And I finally, when she had a sale recently to raise money for her cat, for the he needs cancer treatment, so she was having a sale to raise money to pay for his treatment, and I thought, all right, there's a discount code, let's just go and get it. And then she emailed me and she said, I hope you laughed, because I laughed when I saw this, that you'd bought that kit, because that's exactly the same bag as I sent to you for your prize. So that was pretty funny. But she said to me, would you like to get a second one of those so you have a matching pair, or would you like a different bag? I can make a different, or send a different bag. So I said, you know, as long as it's okay for your stock, I'd like a different bag if that's okay. So she sent my parcel. I don't know what she picked. I did give her some colour guidelines. So I'm not sure what she picked. She does have this really pretty fabric, and I'm like, fingers crossed. I don't want to say what it is in case I'm disappointed, but she's got this really pretty fabric that I really like. So hopefully that might be the bag that I get. But yes, I'm really happy with my Yarn Balls bag. It's a good size, probably a good shawl size, I reckon. So that was the bag. And it's going to be some crinkling. I got 4 skeins of her Magnolia Blossom colourway. So this is on the Honeymoon sock, which is 100% superwash merino. And this is, it's just glorious. When I saw it online, I thought it was a little bit more orange or brown than, like had more strong brown speckles, but when I got it, I just loved it because it's more of a mauve than a purple with brown speckles, and I just love it. So I have, yeah, 4 skeins of this. So I think what I might do with this, if my weight loss keeps going the way it is, to do a boxy by Joji Locatelli, because I have enough. And at my current weight, I think a boxy jumper like that would probably not look fabulous, but I am in the process of losing weight. I did lose 1.3 kilos last week, so yay! Yes, so hopefully once I reach goal, I will knit myself a boxy with my beautiful Unwind Yarn Company, and I will love it and I will wear the death out of it. So yeah, that was my acquisitions. I'm pretty excited. I do have another skein of yarn coming from Dana and my new project bag. Sorry about the crinkles, hopefully you can still hear me. And my new project bag coming. So yeah, that's my acquisitions. I did get some more Fayette, which is the one that I did the gloves out of, because I really enjoy using that, and I think it looks really great in those mitts, the dragon mitts. So I bought some more of that as well, but you don't really need to see that. And lastly, I am having a stocking tomorrow night, so Friday, it'll be Friday the 31st of March at 7 p.m. Australian Central Daylight Savings Time. I will be having a stocking of some mini skeins in the shop, so I thought this would be a good way for people to try out my colourways. And I've also got a brand new sock base, so that's my Swindon sock base. And yes, so I've dyed up some skeins of yarn. I didn't dye these as mini skeins, so what you are getting is actually indicative of what a whole skein will look like when it's knit. And I'm going to have 2 separate sets. One set is for my tonal colourways and the other is for variegated colourways. So because I'm only fairly new to dyeing, I am building my colourway base, but these are 10 colours that are definitely part of my range. So the first kit is of my tonals. So I've already got some here. I'll turn them that way because they're a bit easier to see that way. So these are the first set, and these are 20 gram mini skeins, and you know, for a total of at least 150, because all of the balls of yarn that I weighed out were all above 105 grams, so you will get at least 105 grams of yarn, and I will weigh them to make sure that you get at least 100 grams to 100, even up to 110. So the colourways I have here is Blushing Rose right on the end here. We've got Summer Peaches is the yellow with the pinks. We've got Caterpillar, which is sort of a speckled tonal green. We've got Kingfisher, which is the tonal blue, and Wisteria Arbor, which is the purple and grey. So this is the first set, and I will have 4 sets available of these. I will eventually have 5, but I am using 1 set of these to knit swatches so that people can see what my colourways look like knit up, and then I will just reskein those and give them a wash just to get any kinks that might have formed out of them, and then I'll list them too. So if these all sell, I will have 1 more of each coming. So that's the tonal set. And The other set is my variegated. So that's these ones. And from this side, that's Winterfell, which has actually come out quite a bit darker than my first lot. I might need to peg back a little bit on the dye, but that's Winterfell. We have 3 PM in here, which has been a very popular colourway. I've just recently sold out of the 3 PM. This is Prismarine in the middle, and then I've got Iris Blooms and Flame Trees on the end. So again, minimum 20 gram skeins. You'll get a minimum of 100 grams in your set. So yes, these will be up in the shop tomorrow, so tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I think, you know, it'll be great for people who have their, you know, what are they called, cozy memory blankets and the granny stripe blankets. So yeah, and it's a great way to try, you could even make Franken socks. A great way to try my new sock base. It's actually really nice. I've noticed it's got a really nice sheen to it. I guess that's the nylon in there. And the other fun thing with when I've been doing these mini skeins is to actually, because usually I don't reskein my yarn when I sell it. I leave it as dyed because that's personally how I like to see the yarn. But to see it reskeined in these mini skeins is actually really fun. And 3 PM just looks even more beautiful. I love that colourway so much. Iris Bloom's got a little bit more orange than it should have had. I got a little bit speckle happy and got a little bit more orange in there than it should have, but you know, it's hand-dyed yarn. Every lot is going to be different. So yeah, I just love seeing how the reskeined yarn is playing together. This one is beautiful. The Flame Trees is just so nice. I love this. If I was you know, a red loving person, I would have this everywhere. And the tonals are cool too, because I really enjoy the way they look. Kingfish is one of my favourites. I love this one. And I love the subtle speckles in Caterpillar. Summer Peaches, I don't know if you can quite see. It has pink sort of tones to it. So it's a yellow, but it's got sort of peachy pink tones. And then finally Blushing Rose, which is a very popular colourway as well. So yeah, the mini skein sets will be in the shop tomorrow night. I hope you can join me. Please to jump in and snag 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, that's pretty much, I think, all I have to talk about today. And just so that you know, each pack will be a minimum of 432 yards, which is 395 metres. So that's what my new Swindern sock base, which is what I'm going to be doing my self-striping on, is going to be. So I just can't brain today, guys. I know why it is. I couldn't actually sleep last night, and I think it's because it was cold. It was really cold, and I was awake at 2 o'clock. I stayed in bed for half an hour, just tossing and turning, couldn't get comfortable, couldn't get back to sleep. So I got up, I did some more winding of my mini skeins at, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning till 4. Then I went back to bed, lay there for another like nearly 40 minutes, couldn't sleep. I was freezing. We've gone from having like the longest summer ever to completely skipping autumn and going straight into winter. So I'm a bit like, I think I might need my hot water bottle tonight, I think, just to keep my feet warm, because if my feet are cold, I cannot sleep. And I was even laying in bed shivering. I had the quilt on, had the sheet on. I even put my dressing gown over my feet, over the quilt, just to get a little bit more, like another layer, to try and get warm, and even that didn't help. So yes, I can't believe that it's gone completely from, you know, mid 30 degrees to, you know, now I think it was 12 degrees this morning. So crazy, 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 crazy. And it was still 13 degrees, I think, when I was coming home from Spotlight. So yeah, it's been really cold here, just starting yesterday, and we had a lot of rain yesterday as well. So that's the weather report in Adelaide, South Australia. Anyway, I think I will wrap it up here. My battery is slowly dying again. I will wrap it up here. I hope you guys all have a fabulous, fabulous week, and thank you again for subscribing. I'm really, really grateful and so thankful that you're all with me. So until next week, I am Julianne. I will see you later. Bye.